like a game, and like he does well with it. So it's like if you use it in moderation, I don't think there's anything wrong with
does
it.
well with cancer or social media?
Both.
Yeah, I treat both of them like a game. I'm constantly eating fiberglass and
Asbestos.
yeah, taking unnecessary. Just when there's smoke billowing out of a vehicle, I just climb in there behind there and dive in and try to gobble as much of it down as I can.
I can picture you like hanging around in the basements, like, yo, you got any glass?
It's my cancer
Any
game.
fiberglass?
Any fiberglass? Let's play Get Cancer. All right. On that note, that's right. It is Greasy conversation time. Get ready. It's time. It's that hour. We've got Michael Doober here in the house from Behind the Bet podcast. Spelled the way you'd imagine. But at this time, we're going to immediately show you back again to deep within the submarine of knowledge. Submarine of knowledge time. Behold. So we've got tons of news articles, 2 weeks worth, because we had the 500 countdown of Radio Vegas.rocks, which if you missed when we did the countdown of Rolling Stone, it's 500. There was like 17 Bob Dylan songs. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a fucking travesty, man.
Yeah, ours had categories. It had all kinds of songs by different artists to make 500 of them.
Right? Well, it's just like, I mean, I guess I got to be the guy, but like, come on. I mean, Bob Dylan's not like that great.
You don't have to be the guy alone.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, his voice is just like, God. Just
There's the poetry and the songwriting and all that. Anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, some of his songs, no, I dig some of his songs.
Yeah.
But like, I actually became nicknamed the Hurricane because I'd go into this bar and would just play Story of the Hurricane every single time I was in the bar, probably like 3 or 4 times. Every night I was in there.
We worked with a guy, Zach. I had to give him a no more harmonica rule because of the Bob Dylan, the Bob Dilla, like Jay Dilla. But he had like a Bluetooth speaker, and this little baby Bluetooth speaker was just tuned for like the one frequency the harmonica wanted to do the most. So it was like I was checking my text messages, thinking a fire alarm was going off. It was like triggering me.
Oh, man.
So no more harmonica. Anyway, how are you doing, Mike Doober?
Hey, I'm doing good, and thank you for having me on the show.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Our show thanks you for having you to be on it.
It's just could go every dimension now. We could
Yeah.
go again. My show thanks you for inviting me from my show on your show.
The whole concept of being on another thing is grateful for being part of this thing being on that we're doing together.
Anytime I'm on a thing, I'm usually doing the thing.
Oh, yeah. I'm rarely on something I'm not doing.
I'm not on something I'm not a part of, yeah.
I'm always on something I'm not invited to, though.
It's
That's
better when you're on something that you didn't have to pay for.
It's better to be on something than off something.
Whoa. But what if you're off of all things and the universe can only be upon you?
Oh, man. All right.
Done.
Get heady right away.
Wait, submarine. Back in the submarine.
All
All
right.
right.
I'm drowning.
Quick, back in the
All
submarine.
right.
All right.
All right, let's start off. We do have, we got like 2 weeks of news, but let's start off with some ridiculous shit. Get the,
If this is your first Greasy episode, welcome.
yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations hard.
All right, so this dude goes to rob a store in Washington State. So he pulls up his nice pickup truck in front, gets out, goes in the store, starts planning his robbery, and then when he comes outside, someone had stolen his truck.
Yeah,
So
this is crazy.
yeah, just like, oh man,
The video doesn't show a whole lot.
no,
And it's not the truck I thought was going to get stolen. It's this background one.
yeah,
Yeah, that
it's
little
still
red
funny
fellow in
though.
the back.
Which
It's
is
still
weird.
funny.
Like, if you're out of those 2 trucks, right, you're gonna steal one. Well, I guess probably because he didn't even lock his, you know.
Yeah, this guy, there's a bicyclist bicycling around. And then, oh boy, you got to watch Centennial Hyundai's commercial first.
So, see, my thing is the getaway car got gotten.
Yeah.
But
That's the fun part.
why are you robbing something by yourself? Usually you have a driver for you if you're robbing. You don't rob something by yourself. This is a two-man job.
Great question. That's part of how this article was a little bit exaggerated as far as the whole. This person was just pocketing some things. He was just shoplifting. So it was like a casual lifting rather than a
I mean,
full-on robbery.
look at your truck too. What are you doing going in there casually stealing candy bars? Like you got that Mounds itch. You got to grab as many Mounds as you can at one time.
You think you live in a world that's safe enough for you to leave your keys on the seat of your truck? Because that's why his truck got stolen. Bicycle dude bicycles by the truck, sees the keys on the seat, tosses his bicycle in the back of the truck, and takes off. And shoplifty dude starts running after the truck like, oh, hey,
All the
you're not
shoplifting
supposed to
shit
do
flying
the
out of his
thing.
pockets.
You're doing the thing to me that I'm doing right now.
Oh man.
I trusted you. I trusted the city.
He's like, what about the code, man? What about the code?
Key Atlantis Morissette song.
I felt safe leaving those keys on my truck in this place I feel safe robbing from.
Definitely a two-man job. You go into that with a driver already in the car. Even if you're going after one Butterfinger or one whatchamacallit, you still coming out with that driver.
Right? Or you need a lookout or something, man. You know.
Yeah. That's why you have kids. You just have the kid look out for you.
Is you have kids so they can help with your robberies, and also you know they're not going to do your drugs.
Exactly. Yeah, kids won't do your drugs now.
That's a shout out to his show a couple days ago.
Oh.
Discussed this at
This
length.
is the second time we brought it up
Yeah.
today.
Yo, if my parents did drugs when I was a kid, I've been doing all their drugs.
With them, right?
No.
Oh.
Fuck my parents, man. No, I'm just kidding. Love you, mom. Love you, dad.
I had a friend, his uncle had the chamber that he used to load up, so when you smoke, it'll resonate through the chamber, and we used to take from the chamber, and the dude never knew for like years. The chamber just disappearing.
Right? Damn. It's funny. All right, we got some Florida man news.
Yeah, this is Washington State. It's not
We
as
got-
fun.
We got a few Florida newses from if you guys haven't checked this out, man, Florida Man Times.
Yeah, we got Florida loaded there.
It's,
Florida Man Times?
Yeah, it's just all stories of dudes from Florida, and it's just about the Florida man.
I'm gonna guess at which article this is. Go ahead and dive
All
in.
right,
We'll see if I have
so
the right picture
this
up.
just the title of this article is pretty great. Todd Barkett
Yep,
gets
I got the right
fingered
one.
after job application requiring fingerprinting ties him to cold case.
Oh, I see what way they're saying fingered.
Yeah,
now.
Well, yeah, I was about to say he's getting
Right.
fingered.
I know, like
Is that a new thing in jail? You go
Right.
in, they just instead of taking your fingerprint, they finger you.
right. So
Who wrote
he's
this article?
I've never seen that.
probably a dude from Florida wrote this article.
Oh yeah, tortoise visit. You guys want to see the tortoise? Hold on, keep talking about this person.
I've
I'll show
honestly
everybody
never
the tortoise real
never
quick.
seen the tortoise coming in this room. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
six episodes I've had. It just doesn't like me, huh? You like that greasy conversation?
So this dude, yeah, so he had to get fingerprinted for a job, and ended up tying him to a cold case from 1998. And then after he was found guilty of first-degree murder of the 68-year-old woman from
Jeez.
1998, which is pretty nutty. Just and it was like a break and entering gone wrong. And,
What's up with that haircut? You got it on the feed, huh? What is up with that?
Yo, doesn't this dude look like he
Yeah.
kind of looks like the evil methed out brother of Rob Lowe?
Oh, I see it. I see it.
I see it.
Like the really sad Rob Lowe who like never became a star.
I think that's low key Rob Lowe.
He kind of looks like a background actor in like Taken 4. Taken from the trailer park.
You guys didn't notice when there was a point in Rob Lowe's career where it seemed like he was replaced with a body double, leaving the original Rob Lowe to waste away getting fingered?
Why you think his last name is Lowe? He's on the low.
Yeah, he's on the low.
He's on that low. I'm so glad that he can come out about his butt stuff though.
Yeah. Embrace it. Embrace it internally.
Internally. Oh goodness.
Oh man. All right, where to go next?
We are chugging.
Should we just delve right into the greatest saga of our times, the Sandwich Wars?
Yeah, let's knock out these sandwich wars chunks, because I know everyone's been talking about sandwiches right now. We have a culinary specialist here with us, the perfect person I know at the station to consult on this sandwich constant discussion of sandwiches right now.
What is it? Because I have a thing against sandwiches and versus empanadas and stuff.
Just like against in general.
No, I love sandwiches, but there's some things that they call sandwiches that aren't sandwiches. For instance,
Yeah, tell me about this.
Uncrustables.
Ah,
The peanut butter and jelly Uncrustables.
Oh,
Those
yeah,
are
it's like-
empanadas.
Yeah, it's like a peanut butter jelly
Oh.
empanada. Yeah.
It's not a sandwich.
but you can't call it, say an empanada is in the sandwich category,
They're very close.
right? Empanadas seem sandwich-esque to me.
But what was first? I think the empanada, right?
You think? Well, I think
Yeah,
there had to
maybe.
have been slices on either side of a thing before there was people pinching the edges of the slices together.
Oh, wow.
The turtle has papers, by the way. The tortoise. There's tortoise
Rolling
papers.
papers?
I don't want everyone thinking we got some illegal reptile over here. The tortoise. There's paperwork for the tortoise. Just
He's
disclaimer.
He's legal.
Yeah, legal disclaimer.
So-
Legal tortoise.
Apparently, there was just a battle. I think it was between Chick-fil-A and Popeyes.
Oh.
Popeyes comes out with the spicy chicken sandwich that apparently is pretty popular. And then Chick-fil-A has their spicy chicken sandwich. And then so, obviously rivalries are going to develop because that's just how people are.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what we're going to do. So,
Well, I was one of the people that had to be snotty and be like Bojangles. Like I'll name somewhere that's on the East Coast that no one can try out.
damn, digging deep with
But
the
I mean,
Bojangles.
There was some other contenders. Wendy's hollered up on that. A lot of people dragged Wendy's up in the mix.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. I mean, Wendy's
chicken sandwich does not
Yeah.
have mayonnaise. Like, if you're going to give me a chicken sandwich that don't have mayonnaise, I'm going to throw it at you.
I prefer it without mayonnaise.
Get
so
what do
there.
you eat with it?
I
Relish?
French fries.
No, like, what keeps your chicken sandwich from being dry?
Well, you mix the French fries. You get them all wet.
You get your French fries wet and
Yeah.
put them in the sandwich?
They get wet by the sandwich's like juices.
I'm picturing this and I just don't get it.
When you get the meat, when you get the meat good, that Wendy's good.
That sweaty meat.
Yeah, the square has more surface area than the circle to sweat on your fries more. But your fries have to be instead of the bun. So you get rid of the bun and you make a bun out of French fries. You like shape it.
This is I'd rather just use mayonnaise. But hey man, if you like it, yesterday I had a quesadilla with Takis in it and I rolled it up and ate it.
Oh man, nice.
I'm afraid I'll cut my mouth on that.
Oh, that's so
Because
good.
it's like soft on the outside. There's like secret shards.
It's secret shards of Takis.
Takis are rough, man. Takis have cut me up.
Oh man, yeah, Takis do damage on the mouth like Captain Crunch.
Yeah, right.
Holla out to Ange Kerfoot because I'm massively scrolling. But I just wanted to see if there's any more on this. So Diplo flew an airplane full of Popeyes. to
Yeah,
Burning
well,
Man.
there's an
That's
escalation.
only one of the things. Oh,
There's
tell me.
escalation to this. So first, so Popeyes runs out of their chicken sandwich pretty quick. I guess it was a limited time for this particular type of sandwich. And so the first one, this dude ends up trying to sue Popeyes because he wasn't able to get a sandwich.
Oh, I heard about this. Yeah.
So he was suing because he wasted all this time driving to and from Popeyes, like different locations, was told to come back the next day
Yeah,
or
they
whatever
told
day.
him to come back the next day.
Yeah, and then still he didn't get a sandwich.
Go for
He
it.
also claims that he suffered rim and tire damage while driving from location to location and was humiliated when his friends laughed at him.
Hey, I get it.
Oh, that's part of the problem, though.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna be on there
Why
too.
would
He's
that
gonna
be
be like,
part of
well, this podcast out of Las Vegas, Greasy Conversation, was talking about us, so that's another couple K.
Right?
I'm going to sue so many restaurants for making my friends make fun of me.
I'm gonna sue Taylor Swift because I bought one of her albums and my friends made fun of me.
That one is so good.
Just saying. Sorry, Taylor.
Wait.
Coming. Is it like talk show, the game show? Do I just win some points?
Sure.
You lost at the game of losing.
Oh, that sounded like the Mario kind of coin thing
Yeah, totally. That's
ish.
probably Price is right. Probably that right price.
And then in Texas, a group of people were demanding Popeye's chicken sandwiches at gunpoint.
What?
When apparently they no longer were offering or serving the chicken sandwiches, and then these people got kind of rowdy and pulled some guns inside the restaurant, but no one was injured. It looks like, and
Fix your sign.
Man,
You
that's
got
crazy.
letters out on your sign. That's
Right,
Popeyes.
Pop.
Look at their sign.
Clean your own yard.
This is the Popeyes here. I'm showing.
Oh,
you.
wait, yeah,
You
show
guys
'em.
both. You have a laptop and you have the tablet,
Show
so
your
I felt
phones.
I needed my phone out.
Yeah, show 'em.
Here, we got
Get 'em
that.
in there.
That's their sign. They started and robbed for chicken sandwiches.
And then hi, I'm Doober's thing.
Brandy was in there from
there we go.
from
That's-
Sin City Lovin'. She said hi and she said she wants some beers on her show.
Hi. There,
Hi,
that's the
Brandy.
good angle. Hi, Brandy.
I'll leave a few in the fridge, like a good Doober.
All right. Sorry, radio people, while I Doobered around with Doober's phone.
Oh, you guys have the laptop and that.
Yeah,
I
we've
felt
got
so
all
out of
kinds
place
of-
without something open and active.
Chatly things we can be hollered upon.
No, I see it. A lot of people start things in restaurants. There was one viral one that I seen recently at a Whataburger in Texas. Try and pull this up. It was
Whataburger.
hysteric. It's crazy. There was a rat in the kitchen, and they were filming it because it was an open kitchen. The dude's
Oh.
filming the rat on the counter, and then a lady that was a customer goes back try to catch it in a pan, and the rat jumps into the fryer and kills itself. You saw that?
dude. Oh man.
It was
That's sad.
insane,
Gnarly.
though.
Oh, man.
He was like, "I'm done."
Plus, there's some of those like Texas rats too. That are, oh,
They're
Ugly.
like they think that they're their own country of rats.
yeah.
Like we're not American, we're Texan.
Right.
Texas rats.
fellas.
I like Texas though. I like how they have a place for people that aren't Texans. It's called Austin.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't ride a truck, but you ride a bicycle. They just let you ride the bicycle right to Austin.
Yep.
I ride my bicycle around in the back of my truck. That's the most Texas thing ever.
I throw the bicycle in the truck and then steal
Yeah.
the truck of somebody that was stealing candy bars. Oh, good old
Oh, man.
Texas.
I like this idea of rats as micro citizens. The little mini Americans, little fuzzy little mini voters.
And then our last
Last sandwich nugget.
sandwich nugget is our boy, our Lord and Savior Diplo.
Diplo is
Yeah.
a sandwich guy?
Oh yeah, I showed them the sandwich jet already.
Oh yeah.
They
So
got-
basically, yeah, he just like tweeted this photo out of him on a Popeyes jet with a couple bags of Popeyes, and he went loaded up to Burning Man and
With some Popeye sandwiches.
with some Popeye
Yeah.
sandwiches. Yeah.
Oh goodness! Did like Tony Shea like throw all the Popeye sandwiches down and light them on fire?
Oh man,
They had a burning Popeye sandwich.
that was okay. So shout out to, if you check out this guy's shows are on the Radio Vegas Rocks YouTube. It's just Radio Vegas Rocks, all one word. Subscribe to that channel because his first episode, we got into talking about Tony Shea just popping up anywhere. Like everyone has a Tony Shea story.
He's such
Like,
a ninja, dude.
burning the cube, the fire life cube.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When Life Cube burned down, he was one of the people burning that down. Everyone's like, "Oh, he walked in when I was totally doing my taxes, and I looked behind a door, and there's Tony Shea." There was some
He's
crazy
such
ones.
the creepiest. I
Yeah.
actually heard a story one time that he came out of a toilet at Atomic Bar one time like a genie. Like someone was in there going to the bathroom and Tony Shea just kind of hovered out while playing an Imagine Dragons song.
His arms folded, unblinking. I love.
He like raised up on a mound
like,
of cash. Like,
you have half a wish.
yeah, dude, I seen him at the bagel store one time. Just he bought all of the bagels they had there one day just because he could.
The
Yeah.
idea that Imagine Dragons would just play in the background when he appears.
Oh, man.
Oh goodness, he's everywhere, man. I'm surprised he's not in that Popeyes picture.
Yeah, like he's behind this window right here.
That's
Yeah.
his plane.
Right.
There's a good place downtown, man, to get some chicken sandwiches. Flock and Fowl.
I haven't heard of this.
It's one of the best chicken
haven't checked it out yet.
sandwiches I've ever had. But Flock and Fowl does like fried chicken, but then they do it in that steamed bread, the boa bread. It's called boa.
Huh.
Boa, you know what I'm talking about? BOA. It's like it looks like it's boa, but the Chinese pronounce it like boa. It's like steamed bread,
Oh yeah. Okay.
and
No.
they put it's so.
Is it
Flock and
dumpling-like?
Fowl.
Is it dumpling-esque?
It's like steamed buns. Like
Oh,
when you go to
okay, like
yeah.
for dim sum.
yes, when you go to
Yes.
dim sum, the
Yay.
steamed bun, I get my hands on them buns, boy.
Speaking of food, did you bring breakfast chunks? No, that was the beer. I saw
I
you
didn't
with the.
bring cereal. No.
So cereal is a thing this dude's known for. We don't usually promote our guests at all.
oh shit.
This
thanks.
is your, but you've actually earned it this time among all of them.
I didn't bring cereal.
I'm
today,
trying to like
sorry.
low key diss all my past guests.
Oh, that
But,
sucks.
but yeah, there's exotic. What's the craziest cereal that you've done on your show so far? One had bacon in it.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. That had bacon. Last week's episode was that just happened yesterday. Was it's very simple. 3 ingredients: Oreos, Frosted Flakes, and dry ramen noodles.
Dry rum and noodles.
And then we poured that almond milk on there, and everyone ate it. They loved it. I tried it before; they had it too.
Wait,
And
I
it was-
think
it
you
was
said
good.
ramen noodles.
Dry ramen noodles.
Okay,
like
'cause-
just from the pack, crunched up, dry, uncooked. It was
I heard
pretty
like
good,
a dry
man.
rum, like a gin.
No ramen, like dry top ramen noodles.
Oh man,
You
Bruce
never
cereal,
ate
though.
dry ramen noodles?
Oh yeah, we used to call those ramen a la carte.
A la carte. Oh, just eat that little pouch.
The
Yep, just
regular.
Yep.
Exactly, man. I'd be seasoning it with other stuff, bro. I throw some Lucas candy on there and eat that.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
Fire.
The like lemon
yeah.
or the chili. Yeah.
Now that might have been I think the top ramen was definitely one of the strangest ones. And then Cheez-Its and grapes. I had a Cheez-It and grape cereal. It was a play on a cheese board.
Wow.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What else? All types of stuff. We got two
I don't know
people.
about.
Two
I don't know
people
about
in
that.
here. They coming in. That's what happens on the
Cheez-Its. There's a Cheez-It situation in a, man, that's just I just shout out to Cheez-It, the people.
Cheez-It.
Cheese it up.
There's a big fight. There's a war between people that like Cheez-Its
Don't
and
bring it-
Goldfish. Or the
Oh.
Cheezums too, right?
Nips are the worst.
The nips?
Nips are like, they try to look like Cheez-Its even. They don't taste like them at all.
No, I think it's all texture thing because I like them Goldfish and how they got like little pockets of air inside of them.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
dare pit Goldfish against Cheez-Its when I love both of them so. I'd cry to see them fight.
Exactly. And a lot of
Goldfish
people
are so good.
underestimate the absence of food in food. Like that's just air in the middle of a goldfish. It don't cost money, but they put it in there.
It's free enjoyment though. You get
Right.
to, the air pocket is a whole pocket of pleasure without any calories.
Cheez-Its with mac and cheese, somebody says they like eating.
I could see that.
I'd cut my mouth. Again, you guys want to cut your mouths. It's like I want to put hard, sharp
mouth's-
things in my soft stuff.
Mouse been cut.
You know,
Stays cut.
playing
Dip
with
cut.
textures is one thing that a lot of chefs try to do. They're like,
Yeah.
you don't think of it because you're always like, oh, what's it taste like? What's it look like? But what is the actual like? Does it have other textures? Is it too soft?
But safety first though. You play with all these textures, but glass edges is not like a texture I want to play with though.
Glass?
Yeah, like crackers and sharp things, or it's like hard candies up in there. It's like, oh, I'm eating this soft cornbread, and there's like candy knives in there.
Oh, candy knives. This sounds like trick or treating in my childhood neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right.
But what do you think of ice cream with like Swedish fish in it and gummy bears in it? Because those harden up pretty bad.
Oh, the
Yeah, I
ice
couldn't
cream
even do
makes
those,
them
man.
hard?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, those get. Oh yeah.
I almost broke my tooth on a gummy
yeah.
bear that was in
I don't
ice
even mess
cream.
with that.
Yeah.
I didn't
All
even
my
know
teeth will
that
fall out of
risk
my
was a
head.
thing. It's like my cream creamy. I like to let my ice cream get room temp.
Really? Are you that person?
Oh, gross.
You drink your ice cream? Yeah, I used to do it when I was a kid because it was like they were like, "Oh, you got to go to bed after that ice cream." No, don't even judge of why my parents would give me ice cream before bed, but I would like make it last longer by like letting it melt.
Yeah. But then you gotta slurp the soup.
Yep.
Slurp the sloop. Jello is a great food.
Really?
That
Is
I
it,
love
though?
Jello. It
I
is.
don't know. I don't hate it, but I mean, I've only. It's like I'm so. I like playing with it, and then eating. It's
See?
like, oh, it's like. How do you make Jello special? How do you make it not just
Oh,
like
dude.
fruit plastic?
You get personal with
shots?
that Jello, bro. I want
get
to do
personal
kebabs. I want to do. If there was one food that you would have sex with that was cold, it would probably be Jello.
Yeah,
right?
good call. Good call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cold food. Now we're not talking about hot food because you can't heat up Jello.
There's so many warm foods that would be better to have sex with than cold food for sure.
Exactly, but I'll fuck the shit out of some Jello.
Yeah.
Cold. And then I just get picky with flavors. People will be like, "You're racist based upon the flavor." Like I don't have a preference.
It all feels the same on my wiener.
No, I'm just. I
All the
really,
flavors are the same to my urethra.
I really do like Jello. It's one of the underestimated foods out there, man. People just don't look at it, but like it's so good for you. They serve it in hospitals.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I just really take it for granted.
Yeah.
I'm like, look at you. You're just
For
like
sure.
a wiggly window.
Well, 'cause, like, you know, because if like a family member ain't making it, like I'm not gonna make fucking Jello to eat ever, ever. I may like Jello, but I ain't ever gonna fucking make it. I
It's
ain't got
so
time for that.
you know, it's just one of those things. So you got time. It takes like 3 hours to set.
Yeah. Well, even like I just don't. I'm just like, I don't care that much.
Bro, you want to really like get in close with your grandma, say something like that. Say your grandma's about to pass away, and you want to slip in that will, bro. Go make her some Jello. Toss them back.
Right.
Some oysters. Jello oysters.
Oyster Jello.
Joysters.
Joysters. Yeah.
All right. Let's do one quick one for our first
We got
Billy
one,
Bob.
one quick
session.
little nibble before we
All right.
get Bob Thornton's going.
Yep. This is another Florida man story. Our good boy Robin D. Perry sold $1 million in fake Yeti products. All right. Now, when I first read this headline, I was like, "Oh, this dude he had the whole scheme of selling like fake skull, like fake little Yeti feet and shit, you know, like Yeti bones and like little Yeti thumb keychains and shit, you know."
Yeah, like
I'm
like
like-
rabbit's feet, but it's like a thumb.
Yeah.
How much did he make?
$1 million, but it wasn't like an abominable snowman Yeti. It was just the brand Yeti that makes like those cups and shit, like the insulated mugs and stuff. That's why, like, when I first saw it, I
man.
was like, "Yo, this dude's a genius."
Yeah.
I mean, he still was a genius up until he got caught. But
Dude, you can
Yeah.
knock off anything, man. Knock off jeans be making money in the streets.
oh yeah,
I remember knockoff Apple Bluetooth headsets when Apple didn't make even earbuds or anything before the pod fellows, the eye doodles, the thing where it looks like there's white semen dripping out of your ear
Oh.
that Apple makes. It looks like that,
AirPods?
right? Now you can't not
Yeah,
see
they're
that.
just like little tiny little
Yeah.
drops.
The
little seed
AirPods?
pods.
Oh, that's sick.
semen pods. Yeah,
Yeah, so before they made that, people would make these Bluetooth headsets that had a little Apple logo on there and everything. Like, wow, it's finally a product they've never made, pretending they made it. It's like you're knocking off something that's not even a thing. That's untapped though. If I were Apple, I'd buy those and just like sell them. Like, hey, thanks for making us this product with our logo on it.
right.
I'm just about to start like making like underground like knockoff like weapons of destruction. People buy them and they're just gonna be knocked off. They don't work.
Just
They're
like
gonna go to
replica.
they're gonna go to like do like some kind of weird stuff with the bomb and it doesn't work and then they get arrested. So like I'm a hero. I
Right.
just stopped something from happening.
No repeat customers.
There's a guy in Vegas recently got caught selling making and selling AK-47s.
Dang, no
like
way.
That's
large
gnarly.
amounts.
Damn.
Yeah, shoot for the stars, man.
I guess so,
Screw
yeah.
the Yeti, but that's smart. That guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a move. I'd love to be someone that did that for something that didn't, like, its purpose wasn't to kill. Its purpose was to, like, unite and make people love one another and get together. But then we're talking drug dealer territory for sure. It'd be nice to be able to make drugs. But we're making them right now inside ourselves with knowledge and companionship.
Just being honest, if drugs were all legal, I'd probably at least be selling 4 of them.
Right.
What's the problem? As soon as they're legal, they don't make as much money.
I'd still
Yeah.
be doing it, like selling it.
So this brings
I'm
up
kidding.
something that I wanted to say in the car on the way over here, but none of you could hear me in the car on the way over here, so it's pointless when I said it. But it really does depend on the drug. Like I was
Yeah,
thinking, I'm crammed packed full of kratom today. I'm having a kratom day. That's why I'm not Dos Equis in it. I don't like it when the kratom and the alcohol battle each other. But like that's on my good list. But then it would suck to be dependent on it because it stops working after a couple days as strongly.
I don't know what kratom is.
Oh, it's like a legal powder, or you can get it in pill form, and it's a plant that grows natively
In Thailand.
in Thailand, and it has a opiate sort of effect. It's a little bit Loratabby Percocet-y.
Yeah,
But-
it acts on similar receptors to opiates.
None of the craving feelings.
Yeah,
though.
but it's not like it is like it can be mildly addictive if taken in like massive
sure.
amounts. But you're not gonna have like serious withdrawals where you're twitching or anything. And it's just general like there's different strains for if you want like a little mellow or you want like a little pain relief or you need some like a head buzz and all that stuff.
So it's not salvia.
No,
very,
no.
very much
Very
not.
different.
All right.
It's not a disassociative.
Because it
You
sounded,
don't
as soon
leave.
as you start with it's a legal herb, I'm like, my mind goes to salvia. Back in the day, shit, I jumped through a wall. I went through a wall, like
I
straight
believe
through
it.
a wall.
Yeah.
Did you succeed in traveling entirely through the wall?
Like,
Did you get to the other side?
Metaphoric wall.
Oh,
No.
it's like, did you damage property?
Oh, dude,
I know
my
some
body.
people have, man.
Okay, salvia stories. Get ready. So, I had my whole world become nothing but an orange field. There was nothing above or below me, only orange, and life was only orange, until it started to turn into my entire perception being these horizontal stripes of light and dark orange.
Whoa.
And then I was looking at my head from the side. I had a giant head, and it was only a head, and it was to my left. My head was. And I saw my head open its mouth and travel from left to right, eating one of the stripes. And I felt my mouth also eating the stripe. So the stripes traveled into my mouth horizontally. And then I could start to see like the room and my friends through the orange stripes and perceive that they were witnessing me open and close my mouth like nom, 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 nom. So don't do salvia hungry.
You woke up eating zebra bubblegum.
Yeah.
Zebra stripes. Man, that's crazy. At
There's
least
like
you didn't
half a
hurt
cat.
yourself, man, because a lot of people, they go
Yeah.
overboard, man. For it's only like a 2-minute high.
Yeah.
And it's such a weird thing to call that a high when it was just a complete disassociation with reality temporarily. I
Yeah.
just left and came back.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You have a salvia
every
story?
I do. All right.
Yeah.
So I was like with my buddy and I was introducing him to it and I was like on the floor leaning up against his bed. And I smoked it and then, everything goes black and I'm just out in the middle of nowhere and there's just like my entire perception is just this giant square. And then around there's this border of these little like ant creatures.
Oh.
And they're like dancing around the square and they're like singing and saying stuff and I can't really make it out and then eventually it's like follow us, follow us, follow us, And so I'm like, all right, I got to go deeper. All right, I got to go deeper. So I trust them. And then it's like, the visuals get more complex and stuff and they're still there and there's more of them and they're doing more intricate dances, and they're like, follow us, So I'm like, I'm kind of scared at first because I don't want to go like too out there, But I talk myself into it. And then the whole time doing this, like my body is just like leaning over a little bit.
But you perceive that you have conscious control of how much you're traveling into it.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though you're not doing any more or less.
I couldn't like control, but I could either agree with them. I could
Yes.
say, okay, I'll go with you or not, And if
for sure.
if I let go, then I'll go where they take me.
Can
and then-
fight it or not.
Yeah. So this went on for a couple iterations, and then finally the last time, they're like, come. And I'm like, I was really like worried. I'm like, I'm pretty far in there. Like, I don't know if I need to go any deeper,
Insidious.
Yeah. And then so they're like, no, follow us. And I'm like, all right, one more time. And then I do. And the next thing I know, I'm like leaning over, bam, and my head smacks into my friend's mini fridge. It snaps me out of it like
Oh, I went
immediately.
too deep.
And I was like, you motherfuckers.
Too deep.
They tricked me. The whole thing.
When I did salvia, I had like a stairway quick thing, but I've had a lot of trips in my life, and I don't think many of them compare to. I was about 11 or 12, and I had bronchitis, and I was sleeping, so I would like wake up coughing, and I didn't know, like I was still in a sleep. But my mom bring me in a bottle of Robitussin, and it was a brand new bottle.
Yeah.
She opened it up and she left it with me. And she walked out the room, and I guess in my sleep I drank the whole entire bottle.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And I woke up and I don't
Robo
think
tripping.
yeah, I was tripping for at least a month. Just
Oh,
like
no way.
something, man. There was something about it. The first week was hard though. Like I missed a couple of days of school.
Damn.
That's
Yeah.
another disassociative too. You like felt
Yeah.
like you're out of your body and stuff.
Oh, it was robot stuff. Yeah. I was 12 years old, coming up with like reasons of why the world exists. You know? Because of Robitussin.
Oh
Good
man.
old Tussin.
That's
I
awesome.
remember like staring at a Christmas light in my room, and then the light was right next to me. Like I could reach and touch it. It was like
Ooh.
in my face. I was like hanging out with the light. We were like buddies,
Mhm.
and I existed in its like way of being, just hanging and glowing. That's what we did.
Yeah.
We just hung
You
out
just
together,
glow.
hanging and glowing. That's life in this moment with this light is my buddy.
You ever seen those glasses that you put on during Christmas time and they make every kind of light like look like a
Yes.
snowflake? You
Oh
go-
yeah.
Dude, take some mushrooms, psychedelics, go out during Christmas time and look at Christmas tree lights
Yeah.
With those.
with those, and you just wander. Like, you'll start on the west side of town and end up like way past Lake Mead and stuff. You're just
damn.
out there, dude.
Or get a friend to drive you. That's a passenger seat move. I have fully done that.
You have people that you could call. They're just like, hey, I'm tripping, drive me.
You know, last year it was like these indicas. Ange and I were bumping into, shout out crack correspondent Ange Kerfoot, new album really on Bandcamp, Into the Whatever. Anyway, we're looking at like we're finding like you indica yourself to like nap couch lock time, but then like slam some caffeine, and it's like this delicate speedball where the
Ooh.
Christmas lights are like your buddies.
Yeah, if I could do a speedball without hitting a crack pipe, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm down.
it's like
Yeah.
a delicate speedball.
Indica, caffeine.
Yeah,
I do indica. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I smoke indica and I drink caffeine and loads of it, and it keeps me at a nice
yeah.
steady pace. Because sativa's like Chinese food. Like, you smoke it and 10 minutes later you want to smoke more because you're not high anymore. Indica will keep
It's
me
a
high for
shorter
hours.
rush.
Yeah.
Totally different high too. More on the soothy, blankety, less like getting whipped by a wet blanket, and more like being snuggled in a dry blanket.
Oh, do you guys have any foods that make you feel high when you eat them?
Oh,
No.
McDonald's.
McDonald's?
Yeah,
Boy.
it totally like affects me like a drug.
Yeah.
It's like time to lay down with this McDonald's in me.
One of mine is like blue cheese. Blue cheese makes me feel so numb and lightheaded, and like
Oh really?
I'll
Oh.
mix it into
What
my
if
like
you're
daily
allergic and you're
routine.
dying? That's just it.
It's just a light allergy, you know. Don't,
That's the light allergy.
It's worth
not
it,
gonna
man.
kill me. It
Oh,
is.
man.
I'll like smoke a little bit, drink a little bit, and just pop a
Right.
little blue cheese or vanilla wafers get me high a little bit. Those
Ah.
Nillas.
Oh,
Yeah, any kind of like fat and salt.
Gnarly.
If I get a fat salt wave,
Mhm.
I'll process that all high in
You
my
ever-
brain pipes.
You ever been high and you eat a couple tacos and it like brings up your high? Like, fuck.
Tacos can activate a high sometimes.
I know, right?
like vitamin C hella does that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when we were kids, we saw did that. Oh, we're all gonna drink orange juice right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna be
Yeah.
higher.
Amazing. Yeah.
We're gonna be orange juiced out, boy. Next
We're-
thing you know, we're all in the bathroom.
Yeah, just shit and orange juice. So we're going over. We gotta pay our Bob Thorntons.
Yeah. It's time to pay some Billy Bobs.
It's time to pay some S. Preston Esquires.
There's big news coming out of Vegas. Your friends from RadioVegas.rocks wants to give one lucky listener a chance to win 2 VIP tickets with airfare and 3 days, 2 nights stay to see one of the greatest bands. It's the hottest residency in Vegas. We're talking about Aerosmith! All you got to do is download the free RadioVegas.rocks app and register to win. All information can be found at www.radiovegas.rocks. One lucky winner will get 2 VIP seats on stage. That's right, on stage to see Aerosmith live, November 21st in Las Vegas at the Park MGM. Aerosmith and RadioVegas.rocks.
Hey, Radio Vegas Rocks listeners, it's your favorite troublemaker, Sober Sal from the Not Playing Stupid podcast. I'm headed to Summer Meltdown this weekend to partay. And do you think this degenerate has time to sober up or take a shower to that 4-day music festival? No, ain't gonna happen. The cool thing's I don't need to. I got Dude Wipes. Dude Wipes aren't your typical ass wipes. Dude Wipes are made from plant-based fibers and are actually certified as flushable. Not only are Dude Wipes alcohol fragrance free, they're also lined with aloe and vitamin E to ensure your anus isn't so heinous. So go to dudeproducts.com and use checkout code SHARTWEEK and you'll receive additional 15% off your entire order. Someone has to take care of your ass. It might as well be you.
Come on, dude, take it to the hole.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-709-4389. 800-709-4389. 800-709-4389. That's 800-709-4389.
Let's face it, every once in a while, we all need a little help. A call to the bullpen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, have I got a product for you. Rick Knucklecock here to tell you about an exciting new product called Spunk Lube. Yes, Spunk Lube, the all-water soluble lubricant that'll help you perform in the bedroom. Yes, Spunk Lube. You can use it to loosen pickle jars. Play a game of Hide the Pickle. Hide the pickle. Use it to grease your ball bearings. Do you have a squeaky back door? Squeaky door. Need to glaze a ham? Or how about frost a donut? Frosted donut. Yes, Spunk Lube. And boy, do I have an offer for you. If you call now and mention RadioVegas.rocks and order 3 jars of Spunk Lube, you get 2 for free. They often say 2's a crowd, but 3's a party. Spunk Lube. Visit us at spunklube.com.
That's the sound most people make when they leave Pinches Tacos. Why is that? Because Pinches Tacos prides themselves in making every location unique, but give every location the same feel. I'm not talking cookie cutters like those big chain restaurants. They blend into your neighborhood and create a place you want to call your second home. Their doors are always open. Well, at least until 11 o'clock. Their mission is simple. They provide you the best taco experience by using high quality meats and seafood, fresh garden vegetables, handmade tortillas, and high quality artisan breads. They could have made it complicated, but they chose not to. Why? Because they found through experience that keeping things simple is a good recipe for success and happiness. It's also a good recipe for a pretty tasty Pinches taco.
According to Spanish language Stack Exchange, we always use it as an insult enhancer and can turn almost any curse word into a really rude one. Pinche pendejo, pendeja equals asshole.
Now they have 6 locations, 2 right here in Las Vegas. Come in, find out why we love them so much. Check them out on Facebook or visit the website, pinchestacos.com, for a location nearest you.
Do you fear the dark? Do you fear the light? Are you afraid of what you've seen? Are you afraid of what you can't see?
What responses, you say you're testing it at the house, what responses did you get when you were testing it?
I mean, I've heard my full name, Chris's name, just direct replies to questions and stuff.
On World Ghost Radio, the paranormal, the spirits, the unexplainable, with your host Rocky on World Ghost Radio.
Be sure to get your mix of music. Listen to us with the RadioVegas.rocks app available at the App Store. And check out our VIP card, interact with us in our chat room, and scheduling of our RadioVegas.rocks shows, plus podcasts. It's all available on RadioVegas.rocks app.
Yeah, get the app. RadioVegas.rocks is where this is occurring Right now, you're listening to Greasy Conversation. Holla at the sponsors. Tell them RadioVegas.rocks got you involved. And now we're climbing in. We don't even know what we're climbing into. But we're here with Mike Doober from Behind the Bet podcast. Check it out also here. And on the YouTube channel, Radio Vegas Rocks. All one word. YouTube it up. Toss us a sub us a like, ring us a bell.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some notifications, yo.
Yeah.
All right,
Get
so
notified.
I'm actually kind of happy about this. I don't know if it goes far enough, but Johnson & Johnson has been ordered to pay $572 million for its role in the opioid crisis.
Yeah, legit.
Johnson & Johnson?
Yeah.
Like the baby?
Yeah. They are best known, but they also do produce pharmaceuticals.
Hellaceuticals.
Yeah. So, and there have been a few attorneys that have been trying to go after the big pharmaceutical companies for their part in the opioid crisis. And in this particular case, the judge did find that basically they used false marketing, misleading marketing, and misrepresented the data they had on the studies to make it seem like these drugs aren't as addictive and aren't as harmful as they actually are.
Tried to convince doctors for years that they didn't have the same addictive qualities of other opiates when you use something like OxyContin. So doctors would feel comfortable regimening something that has a diminishing effect the longer you use it, and dependency issues.
Yeah, it was way just as addictive as heroin, if not more.
Yeah, it's like the same molecule.
Yeah.
I'm picturing Boss Baby with that baby, them fucking eyebrows, and he's the one up there just dealing out all the opiates. It's a Boss Baby situation.
Eyebrows, though, seriously, like you can't put them under the hat. That's a thing too. Like you were questioning. You guys missed a little discussion with Doober about eyebrows under or not under the hat. And you can't hide your eyebrows under your hat, people. If you're walking around doing this, like, you really need to make that change in your life to let your eyebrows be free from under the hat, because it affects your personal relationships.
Mm-hmm.
It does. It's true.
But
no
that's
judgment,
crazy. I didn't know Johnson & Johnson was behind all this.
They're only one of them.
They're only one, yeah. Like all the major pharmaceutical companies had some type of like opiate, I imagine.
They
Probably not everyone, but
it's a legit conspiracy when everyone's wasting their conspiracy energy on like flat planets and
vaccines and shit.
Yeah. Meanwhile, this is something that is a way that pharmaceutical companies were trying to make money on something that doesn't give people autism. It just allows people to die and stop breathing and lose
and ravage entire communities and like
crash their cars,
ruin families.
Yeah.
And here we are trying to say it's okay to take opioids instead of marijuana. This whole time people were like, no marijuana. The war on marijuana was...
Do the safe thing from your doctor that gets a free golf trip when he gives it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's the thing that always kills me about all these like conspiracy theories. It's like with climate change right now, right? It's the conspiracy, the common thing now is that it's actually all the scientists that are in cahoots doctoring the numbers to get all the grant money.
Yeah, every scientist.
Yeah. When really it's been proven that the oil companies have been funding like shitty research. Well, they funded real research.
Got the grant money. That's where you actually get the grant money.
And their research came to the same conclusions that climate scientists are currently coming to.
Yeah.
In the 80s. All right, they knew about it like since the 80s, and they've hidden this research and produced propaganda against it. Yeah. And that's an actual conspiracy. Change? Yeah. Like
they we're way too far though. And everyone that's what they all say. They say it's just gone too far, but you cannot make people even forced to compost food, which energy is besides energy, like let's not look at energy. Like before we were even using so much energy, we were still like getting our food and taking it and just wasting, instead of composting naturally, we were throwing it away, which is the leading cause of that greenhouse effect. you know, to where we're just keeping gases stored in the atmosphere, and it creates hotter and breaks down the ozone layer. But it's way too far. The only place that's actually like you have to compost is San Francisco. It's it's mandatory, like everyone does. But they can't even install it in schools. It fails like 90% of the time in schools.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like I mean, it's a complicated problem, but just like from the conspiracy standpoint, and like look back when tobacco companies were like, oh no, cigarettes don't cause cancer. Here's all these scientists that we hired that say cigarettes don't cause cancer.
Yeah.
Like,
look, we checked. It's cool.
Like, okay. So these like major multi-billion-dollar corporations are really looking out for the little guy. All right, sure.
Never.
It makes it suspicious, all the anti-vaping stuff and all of the, because the tobacco companies are owned by companies, or they own other companies that are innocuous and not as like in our face as having any relationship to that. But those companies also sponsor the television networks, and so they're hop on the bandwagon even if they're not sponsored of any other network that's got juicy vaping news. But like the people that are getting sick vaping, they're vaping weird shit. If you're just vaping fruit juice, which is all like the glycerin, and like glycerin is just like fruit sweat. It's not bad. So say it's bad for you to inhale liquid vapors of something like that. It collects in the lungs, and the plants grow in your lungs or something. It's still way the hell less bad than smoking.
Yeah,
when you have actual particulate solids going in your lungs.
Well, I think another thing too is I've always known, like when people vape, like they'll just constantly vape. Like some people will just constantly
have some air, hit some air.
You know, where it's like just
take a hit of some
where like a cigarette. If someone's smoking a cigarette, they're like, you know, if you're at work, you're probably smoking a couple during the workday. And then you smoke, you know, but
you can take nicotine.
A lot of people are dying.
Yeah,
there's been quite a few.
You can take nicotine your whole life and not have cancer from nicotine. I don't think it's good for you, but it's nowhere near as bad for you as the other things in tobacco. So people are conflating like this nicotine addiction with all the bad things that smoking tobacco does. You can maintain a nicotine addiction with nicotine gum for like your whole life. Mm-hmm. Doctors have no problem with that. And if there's no problem inhaling like water vapor, and you're vaping something that's basically water vapor from like fruit glycerin or something that's actually safe, and that's only it, not all kinds of weird scent chemicals and shit.
Yeah. And my problem with it when I read about it was that some of this they're reporting as weed vape too. They're saying that there has been quite a study, and then I actually saw a month ago was the first death from marijuana came from a vape pen. And something like that is like weed heads are paranoid to begin with, so they're gonna be out there running to the doctor.
I'm gonna run and smoke something that smoking actually does run an actual. You can get emphysema and COPD from smoking weed all the time.
True.
If you're smoking particle
but people,
matter.
Can you still
but not from
say?
Doing weed, from
can you
smoking
still say that marijuana has never ever killed anyone? Because for the longest time, everyone would say that marijuana has never caused a death, and I used to say it.
Well, absolutely, because it's not the marijuana that killed this person. It was probably like a lung infection kind of thing, wasn't it? Because like a lot of the health things I'm seeing is maybe these people are having it's an environment in the lungs where unhealthy things that were already airborne can grow better. Mm-hmm. Kind of like when you're in a really humid environment, things get moldy. It's like internal mold time. That's a speculation that I have on some of these issues, is that these people are putting their lungs in an unnatural environment, even if it's with natural things. Mm-hmm. It's not natural to like be in a sauna all day.
Yeah.
And hot. You can burn your lungs with a temperature too high. I think that's where a lot of people are getting injured too, is setting the temperature so high, and it's a steam injury.
Like 800.
Yeah. So they're steaming out their insides. They're taking all the wrinkles out of their lungs inside.
Nuts.
Plus, I feel like if someone has just been wet, they're like, see, weed can kill people. It happened finally. Like.
This person was crushed under pounds of weed.
Yeah. I mean, just like your argument's pretty bad. Just let's just cut it there.
I picture a meme of that.
Yeah.
Guy getting crushed by weed.
Yeah, first death by weed.
Oh man.
He loved it though. So big grin on his face.
Back to this Johnson thing. The only like bad thing is that they only had to pay $500 million.
Oh.
That's like a drop in the fucking bucket compared to the amount of money all these companies made as soon as like OxyContin hit the market, man. Like, just it's nothing. It's like a fucking joke, you know, which is part of the problem. But I mean, it's something, I guess, you know.
Yeah,
like,
well, it's proof that there was an actual thing too.
Yeah.
Because there's deniers about that also.
Yeah, and it's like, no, they knew the whole time, and now everyone's fucked up about it. But anyhow, all right.
Anyhow.
Yeah. Okay. So we got, I guess.
Yeah. It's looming. I should have whispered over that one.
Right. So I guess there was some new. They're trying to like make a new Titanic. They're going to rebuild the Titanic. I don't know if that's true or not.
New Titanic.
I think I remember reading it. I could have been dreaming. I don't know. I don't know why I'd be dreaming about the Titanic because who gives a fuck anymore? But all right, all that setup.
Leo. It's about Leo.
I'm down, dude.
Dreaming
For
about
this Fox News host asked why they couldn't just raise the Titanic. Right? It's been on the ocean floor for I don't know when, you know, however long.
Wow, you host, you're the first one to think of this.
I know,
We've
right?
seen this ship under here since we were little kids. No one else has thought of this.
But yeah, and then just like Twitter just tears his ass a new one. And they're like, oh yeah, how are we gonna do this? Like, yeah, we just put balloons underneath it and lift it up, you know. And it's like, and they're like, you know how much fucking helium you would need to do that? There isn't enough helium on Earth.
Air balloons. I mean, if you filled balloons with air, that would that would go up in the water. But I mean, the balloons would have to be really tough and a lot of them, and it's way too much weight for the buoyancy of water to lift.
Yeah,
because this whole boat was full of air before it sank.
Yeah, and then plus like all the pressure, like with the pressure doesn't just like pop the balloons anyway. But it was just kind of funny, just like when a show. I mean, I'm sure I say stupid shit on this show all the time, but you know. I don't have to worry about Twitter tearing my ass up for it.
Yeah, we're trying. Yeah. We're actively trying to say both intelligent and stupid stuff for the contrast to be enjoyed.
Yeah.
Where this is bold-faced fun. You know, it's kind of cute though.
Yeah,
like, you just want to pat him on the head. Yeah, balloons, buddy. We'll balloon it up. Yeah.
I could picture someone trying to pull it out in their F-150.
That's what I was just saying. Like, if we just get a big group of people. All right, we toss a really long rope.
My Duramax will get it.
All right, let's get everyone with a truck in Texas, which is 99% of Texas. We'll get everyone from Texas to pull it up, and in return, everyone from Texas gets to talk about it for the rest of eternity.
Right?
Yeah, that makes it worth it. But Texas will do anything.
And they get to just like keep the Titanic in Texas. Just throw it somewhere.
Can we give them New Jersey?
Yeah, sure. Why not? We'll throw in New Jersey.
You just throw it. New York's fucking pissed. They're like, hey, where did our trash can go?
I can't stop thinking about like the tug of war thing you're saying with someone like, because there's always someone that ties the rope around their waist.
Oh yeah, like the lead.
Yeah, when things go awry, that person gets dragged.
I was the big guy, with the rope tied around me. But we could probably get a few elementary schools to pull that Titanic out with tug of war ropes.
Yeah.
You get that kid that was like me, that was like way bigger than he should be, you know, like, and just tug that out. Y'all get the.
They're like, oh, sir, this is a fifth grade class. You need to go back to college.
Yeah.
And no, I'm in fifth grade.
They'll be okay with the water because it'll be like field day.
Oh yeah.
What's with these people wanting the Titanic?
I don't know. I don't understand.
What are you gonna do with it?
Yeah,
remake it.
It's all rusty.
No, I mean,
they're just gonna do that anyway.
Just
with
make
different
another
material.
one. Yeah, you're gonna pull this up, and then what? You're gonna boat it around again? It's in two halves.
I say they just shoot a porn in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Draw me like one of your French girls. All right, I'm in.
No. It will be called the Titanic.
Oh man. All right.
The idea of doing it in some like boat wreckage, that derailed any other thought I had. That's amazing.
I just think that it would, if they did pull it up, you know, like get it out of there, right? And it's gonna be haunted.
Yeah.
Like the souls don't stay in the water. Water's not that powerful.
That's the one time you want to hump with an audience is when you think a place is haunted. Nothing's sexier than a place you think is haunted. But then you think about another layer, you're like, what kind of voyeurism is that?
Until you get there, you're like, nothing's sexier than having sex in a haunted place. And you get there and you're like, this is freaky.
Yeah, I'm scared. I'm not turning on at all. Yeah.
And then you gotta step up. You can't wuss out.
That's to the excitement. Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Gotta get your thrills.
Man, if
somewhere.
you haunted place level and that pirate ship level, it's a double situation.
Dude, I
Oh,
bet
man.
Nicolas Cage
Haunted
could take
pirate
the
ship.
Titanic out of the water.
They'll
Probably,
just
yeah.
cage it out. Just Chuck Norris.
Just
it
tell
out
him. Just
there.
tell him there's like cocaine at the bottom. Of the Titanic.
Oh, we had a comment on that.
This shit's been out
On
like
Nicolas
a week already.
Cage?
No, Michael Gagliano, host of the show that's right after this show. So wherever you're tuning in, make sure you tune back into RadioVegas.rocks or again the YouTube channel Radio Vegas Rocks, all one word, and check out. It's also on his Facebook feed. But Two Clueless Dudes is the show on right after this one. They let me produce it. It's a hilarious show. And he commented earlier on our discussion of mayonnaise with the sandwich war. He says that he smokes mayonnaise. He said
yeah, bro.
it's like cocaine, only not cocaine.
Yeah.
Which
That's
so
good.
many things are. You can grind up a Lego, and it's
Dude.
like cocaine, but not
I
cocaine.
don't tell me about it, man. I've been fucking mainlining mayonnaise, man. It's
Yeah.
pretty fucking rough.
That
You know,
Lego
it's pretty
dust.
cheap, though. It actually is more affordable than opiates and other stuff like that.
It's true.
Mayo is, yeah, for
mayo
sure.
is so cheap, dude. I'd be putting them in like the Tylenol syringes for my kid and just pop
Problem is,
one of those.
no matter how cheap or expensive cocaine is, by the time it gets to you, it's mostly like fentanyl or a baby Novocaine.
Or like
I did-
lidocaine.
Lidocaine.
I remember a long time ago I did some coke and it was so bad that I wanted meth.
Yeah, it's that fentanyl like nap. You're like, why am I nodding on this coke? Why do I?
I
why
was
am
like,
I
It's just
itchy?
fentanyl now.
This coke is so bad I need meth.
God,
Damn.
I didn't do it.
That's
but
real
I was
bad.
like-
Yeah, that's
I
some
thought
like-
of it and then I
Yeah.
was like, holy shit, what are you thinking? Like,
What are we doing with this world when our bad things are mixed with another bad thing that makes you want the worst thing?
yeah, because it wasn't even good.
Because we're talking about ranking ones. Meth is a gnarly one because it really disintegrates the body so much. But
Yeah.
like it really tricks you into thinking it's like this girlfriend. Like
Yeah.
there's really this like awful kind of like breakup thing it fucks with in the brain that I think people take for granted when trying to treat an addiction like that. Some things get addicted in a way that's like that's on new levels of addiction. That's like you need like relationship counseling with an
Dude,
addiction like that.
I've seen people become so strongly survived on meth, and you wouldn't even know it because they hide it so well, and they've done it for 20 years. But that's all they do, and they handle it well. But you would never know. It's
I've
that
seen that
crazy
so
of a
rarely.
drug. Like a
So,
crackhead.
Most
a
people
crackhead,
think they're handling it well, and everyone else can tell. That no one thinks they can
5
tell.
days of doing crack, you know you're on crack.
Yeah.
Like if your buddy came up to you and you wouldn't even know. But people on meth, they're actually so paranoid that they're good at making themselves look like they're not.
Some
on
people,
meth.
some people can be like really functioning on it.
Maybe there's more functioning around. I just haven't noticed it.
If they're like really paranoid and like disciplined enough, you can control it.
I've seen
I wouldn't.
it. bro.
It's not worth it though. It's not
It's
worth
not.
trying to
No,
live
no,
it.
no.
It's
You,
crazy.
you feel like you're living like a
it's
double
crazy.
life, just trying to act normal.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
the worst.
But that's the difference between meth and crack in my mind. Crack, you can't hide being a crackhead.
Yeah.
No.
2 days in, you're gonna be in your walls and with cardboard boxes around you, you know.
Yeah.
But meth, people function for 20 years, man. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they're some of these people I think are really getting mostly Adderall or something cleaner like that, or like they've got a buddy that's like making it just that chemical because other crap gets mixed in with it by the time it gets to people. Man, it just I've
like the
never
real
met
dirty
anyone that was holding it back that like really I really couldn't tell. Like,
Yeah.
Even if they thought they couldn't tell.
Man, and you know what's crazy is people in California will come and tell you every drug they're on. You ever been to California? They'll just come right up to you and tell you what drug they're on, no matter what it is. Meth, crack, whatever, PCP. They'll let you know right away. You're like, oh, man, you
well-
guys are so nice. Like,
We'll operate on this level. Okay.
yeah, at least, like, because in you know,
I'll
other
talk
places.
Right.
Thanks. I won't talk so
funny.
slow. That's
All right.
the worst thing, though, too, is the isolation that happens on stimulants of any kind due to just being on a different clock speed than everybody else.
Yeah.
So you just can't, like, sync up and relate to people the same way at all on anything, then,
Mm-hmm.
when you're just working at a different speed.
Psychedelics, too. Or Molly and ecstasy is a big one.
You just feel everybody too much. There's the thing, like, when I was doing that more regularly, I'd always end up in these long talks with friends. Like, then I learned, oh, that's what MDMA was, like, formulated for, was, like, long, meaningful talks. and like forging bonds and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm using it right.
It was a couples therapy
Yeah.
thing
I'm
for a
doing it
long
right.
time. Yeah, in the 70s and 60s, right? They used it a lot for couples therapy, ecstasy.
Yeah, when they were still doing. They started testing it though again recently for like PTSD.
Yeah.
It's really effective.
And that's just the MDMA. Most people were getting a hold of ecstasy, which either have meth or heroin mixed in with it.
Oh yeah, I had some ecstasy that was heroin based one time, and I hated it. I threw up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
had the same
awful.
experience. Yeah.
But caffeine, someone made one that was like MDMA and caffeine. And that was perfect because I would get like pure MDMA from this other person, and I'd want a 5-hour energy anyway. So I didn't like waste it lying around half napping.
Right.
Oh yeah. You ever been in water on MDMA?
Yes.
Yes.
One of the best things ever. Huh?
Yeah. As much as I want everyone to not do meth, I want everyone to be in a hot tub with MDMA once.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the bubbles love you.
Yeah. It's literally like you're being born again.
Yeah.
Just the water wraps you up. Like
It's
you
like
never know.
acceptance on your skin.
Yeah. It's like you're gonna like resort to the childhood books that you've heard just because it's like so warming. You're like,
Yeah.
reminds you of your mother reading you like the caterpillar that could eat 1,000 eggs.
I felt like a caterpillar that had ate 1,000 eggs.
Yeah. I felt like one of the eggs.
Yeah.
And the caterpillar at the same time.
Oh,
All
man.
right. I think it's that time. Should pay our second.
Yeah.
We just got so many Billy Bobs laying around. We gotta pay them all the time.
Yeah, help us out. Peep these people out. They're our buddies.
Kicker Audio.
So check it out, Mario. They hit me up, the guys from Kicker. They said, Jay, you have done a fantastic job promoting these headphones. And
They're awesome.
They're all over Facebook. You have tweeted them. We know that you love the headphones. But how come you haven't talked about this wireless Bluetooth bullfrog we have? And I said, well, to be honest with you, you never sent me one.
We haven't tested it.
Within 24 hours, there was one delivered to my house. So now, this is gonna blow your mind, Mario. Listen. You're impressed. No dead space, speakers on both sides. Isn't that awesome?
Very impressed.
It's Kicker Audio, everybody. You gotta go there. Check them out online.
Kicker Audio. Living loud.
Is your butt a crudely built birdhouse? Then why are you sanding it with toilet paper? Dude wipes have aloe vera to protect your sensitive side.
See? Sensitive. Come on, dude. Take it to the hole.
What is Jesse Ray's Barbecue? Well, it's a tiny, unassuming place with a modest menu of platters, sandwiches, and house-made sauces. Located at 5611 South Valley View. By the smell alone, you're gonna know you're in the right place. Come try the award-winning slow-smoked ribs, chicken, pulled pork, hot links, and brisket. The sauce is also something to talk about, as you will want to eat it with every bite. Here's a tip. Their sauces are available for purchase. When people ask you, how do you like Jesse Ray's Barbecue? You'll say, like most people I know, I don't like it, I love it. Jesse Ray's Barbecue is 100% legit. Stop on by for a meal that will satisfy your barbecue-loving lips. Mention RadioVegas.rocks for 10% off your order. Jesse Ray's, located at 5611 South Valley View on the corner of Valley View and Russell. Come in, take a bite, find out why they're so award-winning.
This is an urgent health notice for all residents suffering from back, neck, knee, and wrist pain. You may qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you, but the deadline is fast approaching. Simply call the Health Alert Hotline now.
You heard right. You may qualify for a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace. These items may even be covered by Medicare or your private insurance. The Health Alert Hotline is your brace company. These specialized braces have been tested for pain relief. Call us toll-free right now to determine your eligibility and to learn how to use your private insurance or Medicare to minimize your out-of-pocket cost. Don't wait. If the deadline passes, you may lose your opportunity to get a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace at little or no cost to you.
800-238-4840. 800-238-4840. 800-238-4840. That's 800-238-4840.
Let's face it, every once in a while, we all need a little help. A call to the bullpen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, have I got a product for you. Rick Knucklecock here to tell you about an exciting new product called Spunk Lube. Yes, Spunk Lube, the all-water soluble lubricant that'll help you perform in the bedroom. Yes, Spunk Lube. You can use it to loosen pickle jars. Play a game of hide the pickle. Hide the pickle. Use it to grease your ball bearings. Do you have a squeaky back door? Squeaky door. Need to glaze a ham? Or how about frost a donut? Frosted donut. Yes, Spunk Lube. And boy, do I have an offer for you. If you call now and mention RadioVegas.rocks and order 3 jars of Spunk Lube, you get 2 for free. They often say 2's a crowd, but 3's a party. Spunk Lube. Visit us at spunklube.com.
Get ready for a show about this, that, and the other.
What do I got going on? Well, played some music from the Hollywood Vampires. They have an album coming out later this month in June called Rise. That was Heroes, and that was sung by none other than Johnny Depp. The band also features Alice Cooper, Joe Perry from Aerosmith. By the way, we're giving away Aerosmith tickets to the residency here in Las Vegas, and I'm going to pull you in on details on how to do that. Tommy Henriksen on guitar, and they have a new album coming out. And I don't know if it's primarily covers or not. The Heroes, which is the David Bowie classic, just got released. And again, that's Johnny Depp singing. I think he did a great job.
Troy Patrick Farrell.
Troy Patrick Farrell is your host of This, That, and the Other, Wednesday afternoons from noon to 3 Pacific, right here at RadioVegas.rocks. Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crazy J back again to tell you about Angel Wax. We've been telling you about it for a while now. This product is absolutely amazing. Our boy Tommy Davis, the man behind Angel Wax, he has been working hard for you. He has been on tour, he has been traveling, he's done car shows, he's done conventions. He is spreading the gospel of Angel Wax, and it's working. A lot of people are getting into it, they love it. Those car enthusiasts that are spending their weekends detailing it like crazy, love it. If you want to outshine the rest of the cars on the road, the best way to do that is by getting some Angel Wax. Let Tommy Davis know that RadioVegas.rocks sent you to him to try this amazing product. Angel Wax, get in on it today.
LV Classic Rock is back. Hi, it's your friend on the radio, Dennis Mitchell, and we're back to rockin' and rollin' just like the good old days. If you didn't know, Las Vegas used to have 2 classic rock stations, one of which was awesome, and when corporate radio took it away, we just kept it going on the internet, and now it's back in all its original glory. Streaming live 24/7, it's LV Classic Rock, and all you have to do to enjoy it is go to the website, lvclassicrock.com, and use the online player, or get the free Radio Vegas Rocks app. That way you'll never be without LV Classic Rock, Las Vegas' best classic rock station.
The mouth shape of a pretty woman saying doobs. Doobs. That pretty mouth movement. Anyway, look at this space criminal here. You're listening to Greasy Conversation, the talk show on RadioVegas.rocks. We're back, and we are in space. That's the space. That's the tootin' choo-choo train of space. The choo-choo train that takes you to space.
Yeah, when you go to space, that's what you hear.
Yeah, you hear a little toot. It's like Back to the Future 3. Okay, we're looking at crime and criminals, and this insidious miscreant here.
This thing here.
This thing.
Anne McClain.
I was talking about the outfit, that thing.
Oh,
That thing.
Yeah.
Not that this American hero is but a thing.
She's being committed, or she's being accused, right?
Yes, in a web of intrigue and romance.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically that she like accessed her
bank account. She accessed like a joint bank account of her ex-lover.
Yeah.
Which is a crime.
Yeah, but she did it from space, apparently.
Space
Makes
crime?
it a space crime.
It's kind of a wobbler too, because this is an account that she had access to at one point.
Yeah.
And now just because their relationship is being like divorced up, that's what they call it when you break up like a marriage thing.
Divorcicated.
Divorcified?
Yeah, so the portfolio is divorcified, and she's still like accessing it that she had permission to at some point, So it's like, where is the written thing that like you can't touch this bank account no more? And I guess her name isn't on it anymore.
That's the thing though. If you had a shared account with someone, or they gave you some access to the account while you were together, and like you guys split up, you best get that shit changed today.
Yeah, clean your
like
backyard.
same day.
So why does she in the world need money when she's in space anyway? Like
Nah,
you got
she's gotta
vending
move around.
machines up there.
Bills still come even if you're in space.
I
man.
know, but when you're
Yeah.
in space, you ain't paying your bills. The other girl was doing it, so I don't see why she would need money in space.
I think she was just checking it out for some reason, whatever her reason is. The other her ex-lover was accusing her of like trying to cause problems or like manipulate a situation and cause drama with their child, and
There's a custody
finances
battle, right?
and stuff. Yeah,
That's one of the
I
layers.
heard about this.
Yeah, so
there's a custody battle, and like what are you shooting for there for custody in space?
I want to be with other mom in space.
Yeah.
I like this picture of her checking the bank account here outside the vehicle in a spacesuit. Like, this is what we have photos of the crime occurring.
right.
I'm wondering like what you would want to be when you grow up if you were already an astronaut. If you're already an astronaut, what do you want to be?
Like, if you're a child astronaut, you're already a child that's an astronaut.
Yeah.
What do you grow up to?
What do you
I
want
don't
to
know,
be?
What am I going to do next?
Right. Or like, you know what?
Those child astronauts.
I'm kind of tired of this. You can grow up to be whatever you want. I'm calling fucking bullshit on that, right? Any kid that says he wants to be an astronaut, the teacher's like, all right, you want to be an astronaut? You have to focus from now until you're 40. And the only thing you can do is think about being an astronaut and do everything. You can't do anything else, all right? You ain't going to have no girlfriends, ain't no shit. You ain't going to do nothing except try and be an astronaut. That's it. That's how hard it is.
And they're like, I want to play Foursquare. And you're like, you're done. You already lost.
It's either people that spent their whole life flying experimental aircrafts, which, like, there's hardly any aircrafts anymore that are experimental much. Like, new planes are just tested in the computer, and then Boeing just throws them out there to crash into stuff.
Yeah.
It must be cool to be out there, though. Can you imagine? Like, but I wouldn't want to be.
Sure.
I wouldn't want to be out there for more than like 3 days.
Yeah, that sounds like a good amount of time to be in space. 3
Yeah.
days is a nice little. It's a little tour. It's
I
like
got shit to come back to.
Yeah,
right?
it's like a cruise. I got stuff to do. It's far away.
What if?
Yeah, I want to
right.
do a 5-day outer space.
The
Mars
Wi-Fi's got to be
cruise.
slow as fuck.
I want to do a Disney one. I want to do a Disney. Why is Disney not cruising in outer space?
Right. All right. What if? Say it's like 100. No. Well, say 50 years in the future, Earth is super fucked, right? And then finally we came together and we decided, all right, we're gonna build this giant spaceship. It's gonna fly us to a habitable planet, but the only thing is you gotta be asleep for the whole trip. Like say we figured out a way to cryo freeze you.
Hypersleep.
Yeah, hypersleep.
Hypersleep.
Would you guys do it? Right, you're gonna be asleep and hypersleep for 50 years, and hopefully end up at a new planet one day.
How old am I? Right now, my age.
Let's say now and when you're 70.
Is my family with me?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not 70. No.
Who cares if they're with
70,
everyone's
I'm
in the
like,
s-
whatever.
Everyone's in the fridge.
70.
They'll be there
But
when
what
you wake up.
about those movies where every time people do this, it turns out to be a fucking tragedy?
Yeah, and the old people never make it. So 70, no.
Yeah, there's
I'm
probably a
done.
cutoff anyway,
Dude,
right?
like I
Yeah.
wouldn't even make it into the cryovac. They probably like used me as an experiment at 70.
Yeah.
Well, you have one set of pilgrims that heads off to this near star with an Earth in the right orbit around it, and by the time they're halfway there, we get like a faster space foldy ship, and we just rendezvous with them anyway and moon them as we go by.
Because you have a faster one.
Yeah.
Look at these suckers in hypersleep.
Looking at those popsicles. And yeah, I'd be on that ship maybe. Real talk though, I want to send other people's children, and so they can grow up in space and colonize some other planet. We'll get human beings over there, but I want to stay here where I'm cozy.
You're cozy here. Yeah, what if it's not what it's meant to be? That's because in the movies, that's all you see. It's like they wake up in
and something terrible's happened.
Something awful's
Yeah.
happened.
We do need to get off the planet. We can't count on our whole species with just this planet and all the things that could go wrong on one celestial body. We need a backup. We need backup people. And there's lots of brave people like Wim Hof climbing Everest barefoot or whatever. Those people we can get a bunch of those hardy folk.
Thrill seekers, right?
Yeah.
You carry all the. Just tell them you're bringing them to Six Flags or something.
That's your punishment for base jumping. Like you base jump instead of getting a ticket or this big fine. Like you have to go to space now. Base jump in space now. Get out of here.
Yeah. Joe Rogan will lead the way. He's the guy that holds up the flag and everyone follows him.
Then he closes the door behind them and stays safely on Earth.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Man.
Wave goodbye. Aloha.
I'd hell go to space. I'm going right now. See you guys later.
Get
3
outta
days.
here.
Did you book through Carnival?
I'd
or?
go, man. I'd
Carnival.
stay in space forever.
You're gonna get
Really?
such...
You would stay in space forever?
Yeah.
Floating?
Food? Hell yeah, dude.
Just floating in
Yeah.
space?
You're
I'd be
gonna
cool.
get such food poisoning from the seafood.
And then I would come back and sue because all my friends made fun of me.
Be like, yeah, there's no Popeyes in space. What the fuck is up with that?
Suing NASA because all my friends made fun of me that I
All right.
There's a Popeyes on the spacecraft, but it does not have the exclusive sandwiches. I'm sorry.
Or you get there and they have a sign up there. We'll be back tomorrow.
It's just these transparent rectangles that taste like Popeyes.
But the last time a sandwich even started something like that was the Krabby Patty.
Really?
The Krabby Patty?
Yes. This is completely.
Oh yeah, that's right. I know.
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who did the Krabby Patty for reals? in real
I was
life?
like, was there? I knew it was on SpongeBob, but I never watched a lot of SpongeBob, and I'm like, did some restaurant really do the Krabby Patty? Did I miss something?
I told you. I don't know if I told you all about Clear McRib. I drove by this McDonald's like one winter, and I read the sign wrong, and I thought it said Clear McRib is back. And I was like, whoa, they've got a Clear McRib where the bone and the meat part, because it's all just jelly they shape into that and paint it anyway.
Yeah.
Might as well have it see-through like Crystal Pepsi, but it still tastes like delicious McRib.
weird.
And then it was here, and it's coming back. I didn't even know I missed it.
People are scared of clear food.
Yeah.
They're just scared of what they can't see. They're scared of eating it.
Well,
Jello.
you see
That's
it.
why people so thrown off from Jello.
You
'cause
can
see through it.
Yeah, but you can still tell there's Jello there. You don't like step on it by accident.
You're
Or, like,
right.
put your
But
hand.
you don't know. But you don't know if it's a ghost or if it's food. I mean,
Oh.
It's Jello. Yeah, you don't know
Right.
if it's like one of the guys from Pac-Man or one of those ghosts.
Right.
The green one just.
Yeah.
Pinky, Blinky, Winky, and
Dude, they can put
Jeff.
anything in Jello nowadays. I love it. Someone
Right.
told me recently, they're like, we're gonna get you like a Jello with some big eyebrows as like a little my avatar.
If I could eat a piece of Jello and have it taste like it's macaroni and beef, like a beefaroni.
A beefaroni Jello. You know, so
Yeah.
all right. So this brings me to a thing about food. You go to certain other countries and they have what they do is take like meat stock or fish stock and they make it Jello, like, because if you reduce a stock so much, it will be like gelatin from the inside of that animal. But they slice it up and eat it cold, man, with like pieces of meat in it as well.
That's honestly, that sounds all right with a slice of cheese with it.
You have
'Cause it's
something
like
on,
a
like
cold-
bread
it's like-
or something to like help.
Yeah, yeah.
But-
This is like a cold cut sandwich kind of situation. I'd want that.
Yeah, it would
so-
probably
like a
be
fatty
tasty.
sandwich.
And they put
yeah.
stuff in it and slice it up. It literally, when they put the stuff in it, you can see through it. It looks like clear, cold salami. You
Oh,
ever
yeah?
seen one of them salamis or like capicolis that got all the stuff in it?
Yeah,
Like,
all
what
that
the
fat,
hell
yeah.
is that? It's a giant thing of white. It's garlic, but it looks like it's like a. It looks like a rock from the ocean.
Have you guys had those clear egg rolls?
Yeah. With like
Yeah,
the rice
Spring
paper.
rolls.
Yeah.
Rice paper. Yeah.
I thought it was like some kind of pig skin wrapped around it, like a clear pig. You know what I'm talking about, right? Those like I think it's a kind of spring roll, but it seems like it's wrapped in clear plastic, but you can eat it.
Yeah, it's a
like
spring roll.
Pig plastic. Yeah, it's real good. If you guys aren't fancy enough to have gone to Spring Mountain,
Bro, they do some crazy stuff with pigs.
Yeah.
Down in Arkansas, they're called Arkansas Nugs, Arkansas Nuggets. But they
sorry, that's a
all right.
combination of words there. It's really
the Arkansas
I'll
Nuggets.
show her my Arkansas nuggets.
So they take the intestines out of the pigs, and they chop it up and fry it, and they call it calamari. Like they make it like calamari. So they just take the pig intestines and they fry it. like calamari.
I mean, I'll be honest. When I'm eating calamari, I'm mostly enjoying the breading all over a thing. I'm just enjoying breading anyway.
I like calamari.
I love it,
Yeah,
but
it's
I feel
delicious.
like I'm just, you know, when
But-
you used to get a 6-pack and have that plastic thing holding the 6-packs together. I feel like I'm just eating that with lots of delicious breading on it.
Like you're a fish in the ocean with like a
Yeah.
supporter. Like don't
It's around my
throw
neck
them.
somehow. How'd this happen?
I think of Saved by the Bell when I think of that. Like they had an episode one time with the
With
ocean
the
and
Coke things, yeah.
Oh, about like
and the
cutting
spill.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I still do that if I get any 6-pack rings, which is rare, but
You still cut them?
oh hell yeah. It's like the shit out of that shit.
Yeah.
I let my kids play with them.
Yeah, that too.
Like to wrap their fingers around them until they fall off.
It makes good chew toys
It's
for
like,
your
hey,
dogs.
one of these days it's gonna get
That
stuck
sounds
around your
really
neck.
dangerous.
Yeah.
It's gonna get the snout of the dog, like the muzzle all clomped shut, clomped.
Yeah, sure, clomp.
You don't want to clomp your pets, you guys.
Nah, you don't. No. Clomping's bad business.
Oh, I've never. I can't even remember the last time I seen one of those plastic things that hold.
Yeah, it's pretty rare now. I feel like. But,
Maybe if
which
you
is
go
a good
like
thing.
get some craft beer, they have them, right?
Sometimes places even do like just different styles, and there's even recyclable ones now, or like biodegradable ones that are made out of some, I don't know.
You guys, I got more drug news.
Yeah, lay it on us.
Canada has psilocybin dispensaries now, so you can buy magic mushrooms in
Yeah,
Canada.
and it's not 100% legit, legal, up above board, but right now it just seems like the authorities are very indifferent about the whole operation, which is a good thing. So,
Is
I mean,
it
'cause why not?
also legal to smoke it if it's legal to eat them?
How do you
smoke mushrooms?
Smoking mushrooms doesn't. I
You
heard
usually
that the
do it with the
fire-
bottom of the bag, man.
but
Really?
the
I've never
f-
tried
the
smoking
fire
the shake.
kills the psilocybin's effect a lot, though.
Oh, really? I didn't know about
Supposedly.
this.
Yeah, heat will ruin that.
When you find out you've been doing it wrong your whole life.
I don't know if something happened to you. Actually,
No,
I'm
what
not
you got to
arguing.
do with the shake, I'm gonna give everyone like the best
All right.
life if you do a lot of mushrooms,
Holla
right?
at me.
What you got to do with the shake is dump it in a little jar of honey.
Huh.
And then you just collect that over time, and then maybe one time just throw a whole eighth in there and let it sit for like a month, and then whenever you want to have yourself a little time, get your little teaspoon of the honey, couple teaspoons.
Honey extracts the thing out of there too, just like with any kind of essential oil kind of situation.
Fats.
Yeah, it does that situation, pulling it out. Also making a tea, grinding it up and blending it with something with a lot of citrus too, so you get that citric acid, vitamin C boost on it.
Yeah.
Tea is my favorite way also because it doesn't hurt the stomach as much. It
Mhm.
calms down the stomach, and what stomach problems is a big thing that people say when they eat them.
Yeah, for me,
Yeah, for sure.
definitely that's like my biggest problem with them is dreading my stomach being unsure and just a weird
I-
taste in my mouth.
To me, they just taste like pumpkin seeds. I kind of like them.
I'm super grossed out by the flavor, but I love the experience when I'm ready for it. If I
Yeah.
already know what the mushrooms are going to tell me, if I already like, oh, I need to clean my office,
Yeah.
then I won't be looking forward to it. But if
Oh,
I'm
then you
ready,
got an office?
ready to speed racer, it's just the extra bedroom in the apartment that we have no kids living in.
Nice.
So we goof off in there. Yeah.
Is that what you guys call it? Goof off. Oh, good.
We just have a goof off room.
It's a goof off room. Only imagine what happens in there. It's like you practicing for the podcast.
It's just me just talking into a microphone. No, it's just, the plug's just dangling at the bottom of the mic.
I do it all the
sadly.
time. I do it all the time talking to an unplugged mic.
Really? That's probably good. Yeah.
It's a
probably-
comedian thing.
Yeah. It doesn't seem unhealthy at all.
You hold it. You like dream of an audience that's laughing and crying, and you're just like, then you go and actually do it, and you're.
That sounds magical. I've visioned it, but I thought that like as far as like kid dreams, comedy and entertainment's always been a chunk of things. But I always thought it would be cooler to be someone like Letterman or Conan and host things and having these people on and playing off of someone else's humor that they're setting down. It's always so much more fun than me than trying to guide it all as like this pinnacle on a stage. This is this cozy play with conversation and the concept of the hangout. I like decide like it's filling that role for me.
Mm-hmm. It's fun. Both
Yeah.
both are in their own
Well,
separate ways too.
Comedians are always great at podcasting. Usually,
I think from what I've seen is a lot of comedians, they'll try to be themselves because they don't have to be funny. They're like, oh, you know what? I don't have to be writing jokes and telling funny things. But which is weird because then you'll get the comedians that are more improv weighted, and they'll actually be really, really funny and interesting and kind of tie it all together. To where I've seen some comedians that go on a podcast and it's like, wow, you're a comedian? Like, I wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah, it gets all introspective, and they're just really interesting as journalists more
You
with
know?
their podcasts. A lot of stand-up comedians, like their podcasts are more reaction or hot takes or journalism on things, opinions. But then there's some like the Comedy Bang Bang podcast where people go on and do characters. It's really comedy oriented. It's an interesting contrast.
Here's a show that you might like that they have it once a month out here, but it's a psychedelic show. We're talking about psychedelics.
Interesting.
And they give every single comedian eats mushrooms before the show. I don't know if I'm allowed to even talk about this show. They
We're not
broadcast
telling people
it.
where to go.
Maybe I think they might be doing it at a place that's legal to do things because of religious purposes.
Listen, if we're all eating some plant and pretending to be on psychedelics, we can do that. No one's saying anyone's actually taking any illegal substance. And were we to do so, naturally the safest place to hide a substance like this that can't be tested for is in your bloodstream. Hide it there. Test away. I'm not on anything.
I was gonna say
This-
butthole.
my
Butthole
pupils
is
look
usually
like
the
this.
safest place to hide any drug, right?
Not as safe as putting it in your actual
Yeah, not as just having it in your stomach.
flowing through you.
Sometimes not. Like, let's say you're getting arrested with a large quantity of drugs. You're not gonna put all of those drugs in your bloodstream at one
Yeah.
time. That is not safe.
Gotta do what you gotta do, man.
But if you know you're going to jail, you just put that shit in your butthole and you're good for a long. You'll be good for 3 to 5.
It comes back around to picking your battles and choosing good drugs. If you
Yes.
choose drugs that are illegal anyway or can't be tested with or things that are going to be benefiting you and making police want to smile and high-five you, those are the kind of drugs that we should share together as a society.
Totally high five a cop on mushrooms.
That's right.
All day, every day.
If we're swapping a smile, if he doesn't have a negative aura, if he's not glowing orange, I'll give him totally the right high five.
If he's not glowing orange.
Right. So we have a real quick bit, a little extra psychedelic news.
Uh-oh.
A group of private donors have given $17 million to start the Center for Psychedelic and Consciousness Research at Johns Hopkins Medicine.
Yes. I really feel bad for people that don't see how this is beneficial to society. That haven't seen how much a hallucinogen or psychedelic or a psychotropic, the right drug to the right person with PTSD and or depression or anxiety or other things to work through that can't be accessed otherwise. What a benefit this is for the right people. As much as there's people that go crazy on acid and murder and whatever, it's not, if you're a happy drunk, maybe you can benefit from hallucination. If you're a drunk that hits people drunk, you're a violent drunk, let's be careful with chemicals with you.
Yeah.
And it's really, you can't ban things because they don't work for some people.
Why don't they start with actual serial killers? Just like, hey, let's test out psychedelics on people that are in jail and crazy and gonna die anyway on death row.
No reason not to.
Let's see.
I don't even think they need to do that. Like, it's just there's such a stigma because of, the drug war propaganda, and it's all really silly. Like, once you try it and you're like, oh, I didn't think I was a giant glass of orange juice, and I never wanted to jump out my window. I never wanted to put my little brother in the oven, and all these other things that were like dumb myths that you heard, and you're like, well, okay, so they lied about everything. All right, let's just get that on the table. Like, most of the myths everyone's heard about drugs are just complete bullshit anyway. So
especially when it comes from something that's all natural or a natural chemical occurrence, and mushrooms is the start here. I don't think LSD should be legalized though. There's so much involved.
No, I think
in
it's fine.
A drug that
It's a really, really high LD50 on LSD. So for it to actually permanently affect you or kill you is extremely high dosage. Some people have an apparent permanent effect immediately a permanent negative effect. There's permanent positive effects. There's permanent effects. I shouldn't even say it like that. But the permanent negative effect that people worry about is usually something that was going to happen or latently in there anyway, that just got connected or jostled loose, that was either bound to happen, or this is someone that was holding on to reality tenuously enough that they shouldn't have been.
Yeah, I look at the fact that
it's not for everybody.
It's not.
But who it's for, it's really for.
Man-made, right? Is LSD man-made?
Yeah,
it is.
But I don't think that's
it's a really similar effect to mushrooms.
I would push for Molly, pure Molly, being legalized over LSD.
I agree with that. I think that's
start natural. Look at mushrooms.
Well, Molly,
weed,
MDMA is just
natural.
It's just as synthetic as acid. MDMA is.
Nowadays, when you buy it on the street, you're getting nothing but synthetic. But there's an actual tree that produces MDMA.
The compound, yeah,
and
it's like part of the compound. Okay. It's not the whole MDMA compound. I can't remember what that's called at the time, but there is one that like is a very similar, and it's part of what's used.
You can get it
MDMA.
actually pure now on the internet and stuff like that, and it's very cheap. But it's only grown in a certain area. Like they just can't really grow it outside of that area.
Yeah, mystical. I mean, I don't think like if it's man-made, really should be part of determined. It should be like the effects and what possible benefits it has. And like
because cocaine is really natural too, and non-synthetic cocaine still has all the problems of a stimulant.
But not the time, not the time that it gets to you. It's not pure anymore.
It's just that stimulants in general have like no matter how pure or
Mexico
how synthetic,
legalized that shit.
It's not sustainable for most people to have a stimulant in like their regimen all the time.
Sure.
Even coffee, I think that's like. Better to try to survive on less coffee. I have caffeine every day. I'm usually Zip Fizzing it. I'm a big Zip Fizz fan. So it's super hypocritical of me. But like, there's definitely a slippery slope of too much of stimulants and dependency. So like, I just really man-made or super natural, certain categories of drugs have a group of risks for sure.
But when we look at legalizing something, we also have to look at the pros versus the cons.
Yeah.
Like when we legalized marijuana, we looked at the pros and the cons, and there's just so many more pros than the con. When you look at LSD, I'm like, oh man, like this drug probably should just become extinct if mushrooms were legalized. Would people be doing LSD if mushrooms were legal?
Here's the thing.
You think people would still go out on the street and get LSD if they could just get mushrooms?
No, as a treatment, LSD as a treatment to genuinely help people as a pharmaceutical drug, there's a role for it because we all have such different brain chemistry that just like one person, their anxiety is helped by an MAO inhibitor, and this person is helped by a MAO inhibitor drives them nuts, and they need SSRI, and this person needs a FAO Schwartz, but they get the wrong one, and it doesn't work for them at all. It makes their symptoms worse, but they might have the same depression or anxiety or mixture that the doctor saw in this other person, but just a different brain chemistry. So one person might be treatable with PTSD from ketamine. Another person might be freaked out by ketamine, and MDMA works great for them. Another person might be freaked out by MDMA, weirdly enough, and just does really great with acid.
So then we're just going to make all drugs legal then.
But regulate and educate. That's the thing. If we regulate and educate...
some shouldn't be legal on the street. It should be...
No.
I think
acids
decriminalization is the first step, and then like using them for treatment, and then legalizing drugs that probably it shouldn't be a big deal. But there's some I don't think like... I mean, I don't know about going into like a 7-Eleven to buy heroin. I mean, you know.
The thing is, heroin, there's already a legal alternative that should be regulated and is intended to be regulated and given to just people that are opiates are prescribed to, because heroin's just an opiate.
Yeah.
And same thing with another, like meth, for example. Meth absolutely should be hard out, and the kind of people that could benefit from the effects of a stimulant like that are already prescribed Ritalin or Adderall. And there's people that get Adderall and they become calm and locked in because they have actual ADHD. And other people that get Adderall and they use it like a stimulant for like getting busy on stuff, getting that sparkle eye. Because I love an Adderall high, but boy do I get grumpy and waste money and make other bad unsustainable life decisions with Adderall in the mix.
Right.
Bad
So,
stuff.
yeah, the benefits didn't outweigh the cost. But that's where education and culture and comparing notes with friends and getting things that are actually pure, it's gross to just say things will go away if they're illegal. I don't think people should do this. I don't see how this is good, so we make it illegal. That's wrong. You have to make a legal thing for the people that feel like they have to do that enough that they're going to do it no matter what I say, what I think. People are going to do a thing. So here's your legal meth. Here's an Adderall prescription. If this doesn't work for you, it makes you worse, we move on to a different thing, or we try something that's not a stimulant until you're activated. And throughout all this, there's talk therapy, so that someone's not just given an endless changing cocktail of drugs without anyone talking to them about their problems.
I mean, I think also these people should know what really does work for them.
Yeah.
I've lived majority of my life with anxiety and panic attacks, and I know what is good for my body and for that, and I know what's not. So when people are sitting here saying that these companies, it's devil's advocate too, man, because people go and get these medications and these drugs themselves. So like
it's hard to figure out what's best for you without a community and research.
People
and
know.
People just beyond your friends. Well, people get in these bubbles where they just know what they've tried and what their friends have said without a healthcare professional or like this many years of life experience. Like 36-year-old me is not like 26-year-old me as far as what I think works for different things. Your brain wasn't even done developing at 26, I don't think.
Because no one like you is gonna know how you feel.
Yeah.
So when people are like, hey, I have PTSD, I have this, I had slight PTSD a few times, just from little situations. I know they're not drastic, but
Yeah.
I knew in my mind what would calm down my body, because you know your body, if you know yourself.
It's a good point. If you have the tools to figure out yourself too, and you have like counseling available for guidance, so you don't get in weird thought loops.
I googled. I was
Well,
like, hey,
well,
this
you can
just
Google
happened.
yourself into a thought loop in a rabbit's hole.
And the
for
thing,
wrong
and the
advice
thing is too, like some people don't know themselves and they aren't thinking about themselves in that way.
It's
They're
hard
just,
to listen to your self-talk. Yeah.
They're on autopilot and they do things and they think about certain things, but it's not they're not like super introspective and they're not really thinking about that type of stuff all the time.
Where it goes wrong is when your body doesn't acknowledge a feeling that wasn't there before, which is what PTSD. But I just looked it up. Mine might not have been serious, but my son almost died and I had to save his life at a very young age.
That
And
sounds
it's
pretty traumatic.
They have PTSD for this, and I
think
looked
it's
it up.
not
And I did.
it's not about amounts, because no one can really judge how something affects someone and their lens of how it relates, because it's all relative. Like we're going hundreds of miles right now, just sitting here, of miles an hour, just hurling around the sun. So like someone. Like a small thing might traumatize them and you might think they're a wussy, but if they don't have the life experience to put that trauma into context, it's still the same chemicals happening in their brain, still the same trauma that needs to be respected as like a legit trauma,
But
even if other people have been
it just gets
traumatized
scary because let's say you have someone has PTSD. It doesn't matter what it's from, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone likes to associate it with straight military and serving the country and in war, but PTSD could come from anything. It's just a traumatic experience in your life. It could be whatever.
And that doesn't make it any less legit.
So
yeah.
this is what I see from the system, is that they go and they want to get prescribed and then they get tested on this. Then they get tested on that. But this isn't working. But they don't give it time to even work. They're just like, my body isn't used to this. I don't like it. And they stop doing it.
For brain drugs especially, you have to give
That's
a couple
hard, yeah.
weeks. For like SSRI is another one, like it takes a good week before its effect is really like settled in.
If not a few, yeah.
Yeah, if not a couple.
And it can be hard to
SSRIs.
like pay attention because those things can like really drastically affect your thinking.
Yeah.
And so you might not be your same.
You don't even know you're
Same
thinking
self.
differently because it's through that lens. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
it's
your
really
body
like
is
complicated.
different. You can tell your body is different. When you
Sometimes.
start taking another drug, you know your own body. You know you feel different.
I would hesitate to say that for everybody though.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you may know that.
There's
I may
people
know that.
that are very imperceptive
but there's,
to things like that.
Yeah, there's people who don't like. That's not a thought of theirs. You know what I mean? Like they don't consciously ever think about that, and it's just It's like they just have an emotional reaction to something in their body. They don't think like, why am I having this? What's going on in my body that's like causing this whole thing happening?
Self as an observer. So a lot of people lack that.
Yeah.
Like we're talking with that as a given that you can observe yourself externally. Like, what is that person doing that is me? And that's a totally new concept to a lot of people.
Some people don't get it. They just don't even
Some
think
people
about like
never-
what's
Yeah.
going on with
Yeah,
their
yeah.
body.
That's a major breakthrough.
They're
that's
just out there.
Yeah, like really common in people's first
Telling you.
Jeez.
like
Yeah.
therapy session, like your first time with a shrink. A lot of
Uh-huh.
people learn about self as an observer for the first time in that. So if we could just teach like basic, like the first appointment with a shrink stuff in high school, it'd be a breakthrough for a lot of
Right.
people. growing up.
I would
Yeah.
say these people probably don't smoke weed because if you smoked weed, you would probably be aware of how you feel. Because I know when you smoke weed, it's a different feeling in your body.
I'm
from
sure.
first strain.
I'm sure a lot of people
like
have some profound
knowledge.
discoveries, like self as an observer from weed at a young age. But other people might just be spooked out by the glimpse of what that feels like and not be ready for it, and then shun weed their whole life and be like totally amazed to discover this from a counselor later. One for me was the honeymoon period. That when you fall in love with someone, there's stages of relationships
Yeah.
that are natural.
Yeah.
That you fall out of one stage into another, and that if you keep going back to the initial discovery phase, you can bring back feelings from the honeymoon phase, and just that those were even a thing. That it, like
Do you like role play to get it back? Is like the
just
discovery? What's the discovery?
the discovery, like find out about the other person, what they like, what they're into, like they're a new person again.
Okay.
If you can trigger them being discovered as a new person to you, it can reactivate feelings from the honeymoon phase.
Yeah, that's why people break up, right?
Yeah, because they think the spark is gone, but it doesn't work that way. It's like saying that when you get up to 60 miles an hour, your car doesn't feel fast anymore. Because you only notice the difference in speed, the changing in speed. So that happens with emotional intensities too. So when you're coasting in a relationship and you get comfortable, the thrill of acceleration isn't occurring.
Mm-hmm. So sometimes you have to break to get the excel.
Yeah, that's a good
Or
metaphor
just change,
because
yeah.
in breaking you can pause and discover more about the person.
Well, I see people do it though. They'll like break up just to get back together, but I didn't know it was called discovery phase.
Yeah, the discovery phase.
You discover.
Yeah, where some people jump right into the honeymoon phase and skip the discovery phase. You're trying to discover shit while they're honeymooning, and you're not really discovering the person. Then you're seeing them through this lens. What you're projecting on them.
Yeah.
You're just looking for confirmation in this dream person that you're projecting on them. It's not really meeting them.
Yeah, for sure.
Jeez.
All right, let's play our last Billy Bob's.
Yeah, I've got a
I
quick
guess,
thought.
and then we'll do a quick news chug.
Hey everybody, it's Crazy Jay, and I want to tell you about ZipFizz. I know what you're thinking. Jay, you've been telling us about ZipFizz. Well, I have the brand new flavor right next to me, and I haven't tried it yet, so let's open it and give this a try. Get my bottle of water, shake that up. Now this is a brand new flavor, Mango Peach. I have not tried it. I'm looking forward to it. They have a wide variety of flavors. If you didn't know, they've got grape, fruit punch, orange cream, orange soda, iced tea, all fantastic. But let's give Mango Peach a try. Oh man, that is absolutely amazing. I'm a fan of all their flavors, but nothing like this. Oh man, that is absolutely delicious. Mango Peach, ZipFizz, get it today. Visit zipfizz.com, tell them Radio Vegas, tell them Crazy Jay sent you, and get your Mango Peach today.
Zip Fizz energy, no sudden crash, 10 calorie, low carb, vitamin B, the healthy energy mix. Zip Fizz.
At Albo Pizza, our mission is to bring a menu of savory Italian classics and tasty American fare to the city of Las Vegas. Combining a classic menu of Italian favorites and American fare, Albo Pizza was designed with a variety of palates in mind. United by fresh ingredients prepared daily, all our recipes are homemade, hand-tossed, and hard to resist. Explore their popular pizza offerings or branch out with our burgers and chicken wings. Whichever way you go, their menu is prepared to please. Located at 1510 South Las Vegas Boulevard next to Dino's. Visit them online at www.albopizzalv.com or find them on Facebook. For delivery, call 702-333-2526.
Do you want to pay more for a new car or new home or less? Do you want to pay higher interest rates on your credit cards or even to refinance student loan debt or less? The secret to paying less on everything is a better credit score. Is your credit score less than 700? Do you even know? Well, now at the same time, you can learn exactly what your credit score is and learn how to make it better. And when you call our special credit repair hotline, you'll speak to an expert that will tell you simple steps to start improving your credit score. And the call and consultation are F-R-E-E. That's free. I'm telling you, the secret to paying less is a better credit score, and you can fix it right now. So please make this free call and change your life.
877-857-1658. 877-857-1658. That's 877-857-1658.
At Albo Pizza, our mission is to bring a menu of savory Italian classics and tasty American fare to the city of Las Vegas. Combining a classic menu of Italian favorites and American fare, Albo Pizza was designed with a variety of palates in mind. United by fresh ingredients prepared daily, all our recipes are homemade, hand-tossed, and hard to resist. Explore their popular pizza offerings or branch out with our burgers and chicken wings. Whichever way you go, their menu is prepared to please. Located at 1510 South Las Vegas Boulevard next to Dino's. Visit them online at www.albopizzalv.com or find them on Facebook. For delivery, call 702-333-2526.
That's right. It's Greasy conversation time, and we're going to reward you for not fast forwarding through those commercials and sticking around for the last couple minutes, because we've got the juiciest, thickest news right now in the tail end. Real quick, the Vanta Black BMW, that's something worth looking at. This car is very dark.
That's that's the blackest black possible, right?
Yeah, it's
Vanta
carbon
Black.
nanotubes suspended
Whoa.
in a paint so they absorb all the photons, busting into their little tube hairs.
Yeah, that's gnarly. Wow. I love it. All right, and then last bit before we send y'all, whatever you guys are, out into the wild. Our good
Whatever
friend,
you are.
our good friend from a conversion therapy center. He was the founder. For anyone not familiar, conversion therapy was this technique to try to turn gay kids, usually from religious families, straight, which it doesn't work, and they would use all kinds of really shitty methods and whatever. But anyway, so this founder comes out as gay. Surprise, surprise. I don't know how many times we got to hit like. It seems evident to me that like someone who's really like homophobic, that is really
like overthinks
violently
gayness. Yeah.
homophobic,
Mm.
is most likely, and I think they're doing some. If they haven't done some psychological studies on this already, it's because they have like they have some issues with their own sexuality that they're not comfortable with addressing. Because I think normal people, like not normal people, but just like how often do you think about gay people? Just like what are those gay people up to?
Yeah, what are they doing with that
Like,
gayness?
I've never.
What is their lifestyle like? What are
Yeah.
they doing differently than me?
Are they taking over the world? You know,
how
whatever.
much do they enjoy it?
But
What
it
is
just it seems like a pattern that like these really religious people usually like end up getting caught, you know, like doing dick dingers in an office or something.
Yeah, they jelly. You're fighting the jelly.
Right. But anyway, so this guy comes out as gay, and which is, you know, fine, good, all well and good, happy for you, guy. But the thing that I hate about it is like, whenever this happens and someone who like ran a place like this, which is pretty terrible for teens who are trying to come to terms with that in like this society.
It's something they can't control. that
Yeah.
They're expected to control.
Yeah, and then like someone who ran a facility like this, they're just like, oh, I'm gay now actually, and then everyone's like, oh, that's great, all is forgiven, and well, no, you still did a shitty thing, dude.
This guy seemed pretty aware of it, though. in his
Yeah, he
statement.
was. Yeah, so he's a bit
really apologetic to all the people who he knows he made feel awful with this treatment.
Yeah, so I hope he like takes steps to like become an activist in the other direction. I mean, that would be pretty awesome to hear. But I mean, you know, good for him. I think if everyone just like was cool with it, like who cares, man? Just do what you got. Do what you gotta do. Be you, man.
Then there's one more quick chug in our last minute, right?
Oh yeah, do we want to do this? So yeah, this happened when Harry Potter first came out. There were a lot of religious families and schools that were worried that people could accidentally summon demons or cast spells or something.
Yeah, watch out. Careful with that demon casting.
So this is a Catholic school, and recently the priest of this Catholic school took all the Harry Potter books out of the library because, all right, the curses and spells used in the books are actual curses and spells, which, when read by a human being, risk conjuring evil spirits into the presence of the person reading the text. I just would love to go to a school where the adults can't tell the difference between fantasy and reality. It would be awesome, man.
Oh, man.
Imagine as a kid, you could like run that shit. You just like make shit up all the time. Just be like, no, I can't take this test. Yo, like, okay, this demon's been following me, right, this whole week. And you said, like, look, if you take this test, I'm gonna rape your family. All right, you don't want a demon to rape my family, do you? You got to give me an A.
I'm thinking the girls at this school, because those witchcrafting chicks, I don't know if that's a thing, you know.
Oh yeah, the craft.
Yeah.
That's what I'm about. Feruza Balk. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Great
those
movie.
spellcasters, those Harry Potter witches.
Yeah.
That's my ladies there.
I'm all about it.
I like witches.
Yeah, cast some spells.
And the whole time that you read that, the one thing that caught me was that they were using the word witch a lot. But
Right.
not as like an
Yeah,
actual
not a
witch.
witch,
They
yeah,
were
just
like,
like,
witch has. And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, hold on. I'm confused. Slow down.
This guy's got
Slow down. Slow down.
He's got witches on the brain.
Look, when I'm talking about my friend Dick, I don't talk about my penis at the same time. Like, all right.
Some language confusion here.
Are we off soon? Can I...
It's time for us to say goodbye. This is the end of Greasy Conversation. There's our little send-off into the sunset.
You got any plugs there?
That's right.
Dupes?
Give us a plug.
Yes, we got some plugs. So you can follow me on Instagram at Mike_Doober, or Facebook is Michael space Doober. We get to put the space like normal names. Also, my show is Behind the Bet, RadioVegas.rocks, Thursday at 3 to 4 p.m. Pacific time, where we'll be sitting around talking about Jell-O and eating cereal.
Throw a
I
like
love it.
Behind the Bet podcast on Facebook. Toss it a like. Greasy Conversation. Catch you later.
Look around. All right, don't talk shit. Yeah, don't talk shit. Don't